So when we say a person, like we know there is a person type which is tracking who is what type of person. So you have different person types like employee, contingent worker. Contingent worker, who is a contingent worker? Someone who is not working on your payroll is a contingent worker. Then you have candidates, applicants, contacts. So these are all different people whose information you're holding in the system. So for them, you hold personal details like date of birth, email, citizenship, country of birth, address, education qualification, absences, visas, so many. And on top of it, you can also define extra information. Anything which is not there in the system, you can always capture through EITs. Then for contacts, who are contacts? Contacts are the family members, okay? Or an emergency contact. Emergency contact could be a friend, could be a cousin, could be a family member, or could be a, someone who is in your, who is close to you, anyone, right? Your friend, philosopher, guide, anybody. You also, it can be beneficiaries. Beneficiaries are people who are going to get some benefit in the unfortunate incidents that something happens to the employee. Okay, so their spouse, their parent, their child, or children, brother, sister, they can be beneficiaries. They will get proceeds from the pension or from the gratuity or from some insurance and all that. And then you will have work incidents, okay, any work related incidents that has happened in the course of the work, right? Either an accident or some disciplinary incident or something like that. Then you have the work information. Work information is primarily around which employer they are belonging to, which business unit, which legal entity, which job, position, grade, who is the supervisor, what location they are working from, what is their working hours, what type, what category of employee they are, and so on and so forth. So all that is part and parcel of the work information that you hold. We call it employment, and for contingent workers, we call it as placements, placement information. Existing person records can be viewed through the client groups, my client group, person management screen. This is for the HR, so they can see everyone's record, okay? Whoever access, we are giving them. Then you also have a record for employee, so they can see their own information, and manager can see the information of people who are reporting into him or her. New person records can be created using my client groups, hire an employee. Last week, I was showing you the DFF from where you can see these. So that is where you can see this as well. So that is all about the person information that you hold in the application. Contingent workers are employees not directly employed and paid by the employer. So they are working through some other vendor, through some other company. They're employees of that company. That company is going to pay them. They will be billed to the company every month, and once the company pays, the company will also be paying to the employee. So work related information will again be put in assignment. Placement is the term that is used generally for contingent workers. For contingent workers, we have department, job, position, location, supervisor, just like any other person record, employee record. They will not have payroll or grade. Okay. Usually this payroll or grade is related to the employee's stuff. So that will not be there. Now, this is usually the setup sequence before you start defining a person. Okay. Even when you have a new organization or a new implementation that you belong to and you are doing it, This is the flow. Okay. Can you, on the left, these are the high level, and these are the individual items that you need to create before you can start entering any transactions in the application. Just run through this once. Okay. So far, we have done till this step number 9 here on the right hand side. So work information is linked to assignment ID for employment information. So through the employment assignment ID, you get access to the different workforce structures. That means with the assignment ID, you can link with the departments table, with the job table, with the person table, location table, and all of that. Okay. So you will have the employment consists of two parts. One is the work information where we have the, which legal entity that they belong to. And then you have the assignment. So that is called as the work relationship. So a person is linked with work relationship, which ties you to the legal entity and the person type. And then through the work relationship, you can have assignment or placement. Now, when you define the structures in the application, you have work relationship. Now, this work relationship can have one or more than one assignment. That's why one to many relationship. Okay, this one also one to many relationship. A person can be linked with more than one entity. Possible. Okay, whether we do it or not is another issue. But a lot of companies have higher authorities, particularly who are working for more than one part of the business at the same time. He might be a vice president in one company and CEO of another company, right? Then we come to the personal payment method. Now, personal payment method is used for paying the worker. They can be direct deposit like bank transfer or check. Earlier, we used to have cash, but nowadays, very few companies have cash. Can have multiple bank accounts. Okay, one person can have more than one bank account. Net pay that is being paid to the employees can be split between the accounts based on percentage or amount. If the amount of percent is specified for one bank, then the remaining goes into the other account. So if you might say, let's say you have two banks, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank. Now, you have a loan going, home loan or a personal loan or a car loan going with ICICI Bank, where you're paying an EMI of, let's say, 10,000 every month. So what you can do is you can tell the system, or you inform the company that, look, I have an ICICI Bank home loan which I want deducted from my ICICI Bank account. So every month, please pay me 10,000 rupees into ICICI Bank. Remaining amount, whatever else left with, depending on how much I am earning, you pay into my Axis Bank account. Understood? So it can be one or more than one, depending on how what your organization allows you. That is the company, what is their policy, depending on that. System can have more than one account. Okay, allows you to have more than one account.